In this video, I'll be going over an event we had in my community server, where I had you, the viewers, create custom Limbus company IDs, send them over to me, add your own little bit of lore, add your own little bit of balance, and I got to go through and review all of them, right? All of them. It took me a good amount of time. And hey, if you're interested in wanting to join some of these in the future, all you have to do is join the community Discord down below, and while you're there, hit the funny little button too. Helps me out a lot. Anyway, that's it. Please enjoy the video. If I spent 10 minutes reviewing every single 10 minutes, no more, every single one, it would take me 5 hours to get through this. So I thought I could use a little bit of help. I'd like to introduce you, everyone. We have a guest. Please welcome Kim Ji-hoon. Welcome, everyone. Please, everyone, welcome. We brought Kim Ji-hoon from ProjectMoon right now, and he's our guest. Oh, unfortunately, he can't mic up. He can't mic up, but he's texting me. He's DMing me, right? I can talk to him through DMs. The first ID that we will be reviewing is R-Corp 4th Pap Rabbit Captain Ryoshu. All right, let's review this. So, first things first, I'd like to see that Rabbit Ryoshu, she has 197 health, 48 speed. So she's very fast. Myonga, she has ineffective, no weaknesses. Very interesting. 42% stagger threshold, 78. So she's pretty tanky, but she has a low stagger threshold. No weakness though, so it's a little bit OP. She's got a Lust skill, a Pride, Envy. She has GTG. If this unit's speed is faster than the target, gain coin power based on speed difference. +1 speed difference, max 2. At 0 ammo, base power +1. Interesting. MB, a Jesus, 14 base, 2 coin power. If this unit is basically gain coin power +2 speed. At 19 charge, gain coin power +2. 18 charge, deal 8 fixed damage, spend ammo, 5 rupture count. Holy shit. This is a little OP, guys, no lie. We're looking a little OP right now, but that's alright. You know, bring Sangs in the game. We have 9, 3.5. That's insane. Again, unit speed at 0 ammo. And 20 charge, activate Feral Knives instead. Gain 5 charge, win 5 charge. Okay. Spend up to 5 ammo, inflict 2 rupture count, and 1 count for every ammo spent. Interesting. For every 2 ammo spent, inflict fragile. At 0 ammo, inflict pierce, inflict fragile. This coin's power is set to 2. Reuse this coin up to 4 times! Oh, this is a reuse. Oh, what the fuck? This is OP, guys. This is a 6-7. My goodness, chat. Consume all charge. Deal charge consumed minus 20% more damage. Oh, gain 3 press damage up next turn. Gain on kill. Gain 10 ammo. I like the kill ammo. I think gaining ammo on kill is pretty nice. Bleed, rupture, bleed, rupture. Till 25 to the main target. Rupture, bleed count, bleed count. My goodness gracious, guys. This is lore accurate Myongas. Savage mode, okay? Encounter start 20 ammo. Max charge count +10. When flipping a coin that consumes ammo, even when this unit is out of ammo, the attack does not get cancelled. At 0 ammo, gain attack power up. On kill, gain 2 ammo. At 15 charge, gain 2 haste. Okay, fastest ally max charge count +5. If this effect is removed while the target has 20 charge, that is able to gain more charge count until the charge count drops below 20. It's a good example. I'll tell you what, it's a leading... What does Kim Ji-hoon think? Kim Ji-hoon definitely thinks this is a bit OP. The next ID, read this. So this is the Amassed Anchors Prevention Director Ryoshu. The custom ID. This art is by the person themselves, so the person made this art themselves, which is very nice, might I say. So very pretty art, and this has lore, chat. The Amassed Anchor Syndicate started with a Zwei Fixer surviving alone after facing the wrath of the Office. Straw Hat Office. Wait, that's me. Wait, what the fuck? They sought to be stronger, but found no motivation because of the unbearable loneliness. Another Sync Fixer was taking a stroll and had heard crying in an alleyway. Wanting to look cool, she offered to help the Zwei Fixer, but he refused. Eventually, they both would work it out and gathered many people envious of the strong, and then formed a syndicate. It was shortly named the Amassed Anchors because they were pillars of strength that even the envious people would look up to, dreaming to be like them one day. The Amassed Anchors Syndicate finds the most effective and efficient ways to deal with its opponents, if ever their strength isn't enough, balancing both brain and muscle as well as speed. Every member of the syndicate is taught both Zwei and Sync techniques and tactics, even close-handed combat in the case that they lose their weapon. The syndicate is split in between 2 sides, the Prevention and the Aggressor. The Prevention prevents unnecessary fights, distortions, and sudden raids that seemingly look for enemies, except sweepers. The aggressors have too much freedom and end up fighting people, which the other side prevents or try to. Surprisingly, the Sync Fixer leads the prevention while the Y Fixer leads the aggressor. Life will either beat you or eat you. The choice is yours. Alright, I like the lore. Skill 1, Scale the Skies. It's a Lust 2 coin, which rolls at about 11. Okay, standard. If this unit speed is faster than target by +2, a single coin power. Okay. If this target has ROR, coin power +1. Gain 3 aggro and 2 haste on use. Interesting. So an aggro haste ID, kind of like Sync Otis. On hit, gain poise count. Inflict ROR, potency, and ROR count. So we're going to have to figure out what this ROR is. On hit, gain 2 poise. Okay. Decent skill 1 so far. I don't see any problems with that. Skill 2, this is Make It Pretty. If this unit speed is faster than targets by 2, gain coin power 1. If this unit speed is slower than the target's, clash power by 1. See, I kind of like that. I'll talk about that at the end of my things. If the target has 3 ROR, potency, coin power 1. Gain poise, potency, and aggro equal to the sum of potency and count of ROR on the target. Interesting. Okay. Gain attack weight equal to the number of enemies with ROR, max 2. Interesting. Clash win poise count +1. Inflict ROR, potency, and ROR count. Gain 3 poise count, gain aggro, spend 4 ammo. So this has ammo as well. Inflict 1 ROR count, and then inflict heads equal to bind equal to target's haste next turn. Keep quick. So it's a 16, +2 coin power of speed. Gain poise equal to the target's ROR. Gain count equal to target's ROR count. Okay. So you kind of want to, I see what you want here. You kind of want ROR fuels your poise count, spend ammo, on kill, gain, accept, and you may learn. At 8 speed, reuse this coin. If this unit you skill, you're useless last turn. Reuse this coin without spending 1 turn. Deal 10 plus ammo on self plus sum of target's ROR as damage. So obviously then there's this. In a clash against an ally, the opponent has -30 clash power. Interesting. All allies gain ammo box. Inflict fragile, gain 2 count. If target is an ally, reuse this coin max 10 times. Then we have the distance silencing. Prioritizes enemies with ROR unclashable. Deal 40% damage for every critical hit with every ROR, potency, and count. Before attack, gain aggro. Next turn, spend ammo. On crit, gain count. On crit, ROR count. Spend 8 ammo. Jesus, how much ammo does this thing have? Deal 2% plus the sum of poise, potency, and count, max 50. If this unit... A lot of crit... By the way, this is like all crit conditionals, which is very risky, but we'll see. It looks like you're able to build a lot of this. If this unit uses skill, you're useless last turn, reuse this coin. All allies gain ammo box. This unit and all enemies gain haste equal to 2% of the allies on field that spent ammo this turn. Okay, interesting effect. And then after attack, enemies gain clash power up equal to the number of allies that spend number on skills. Okay, very fucking interesting so far. Let's read ROR. ROR. Maximum value of ROR is 10 potency and 10 count. If potency is higher than count, gain coin power equal to the difference. If count is higher than potency, lose coin power equal to the difference. On use with a skill, give 1 haste to the target, gain 1 haste. Turn end, potency reduces by 1 and count reduces by 2. Ammo box. If this unit spends ammo on skills, reload on turn end. Okay, that's really cool with that. Hold on, that's kind of heat, guys. Passive, 3 res. If allies speed is slower than target, clash power 1. If allies stagger this turn, they might die, baby. Very interesting ID. Complicated. I'll definitely tell you that. Very fucking complicated ID. I like... Now, chat, you know me. I love complicated IDs. I can tell you what, chat. There's effort put into this. There's a lot of thought put into this, right? And I really respect that. I think that's fucking amazing. I think this is pretty possible for a top contender. The next ID we'll be reviewing is... Oh, look at him! Look at him! And what is this? Bloodlust Office, Sharpest Knife Honglu. The Bloodlust Office is remnant of a long-forgotten V-Corp, Venom Corp, used to specialize in poisons known as venoms before the death of an arbiter was tracked down to be partially responsible because of them. Afterwards, the head eliminated V-Corp for their crimes. The Bloodlust Office is an office that specializes in hit-and-run tactics, wearing down their opponents until they die of blood loss. They use injection gauntlets with varying blood rusts. These blood rusts are the remnants of the singularity of the fallen V-Corp. They tend towards shadier contracts, however known better to make an enemy of the head. Okay, I really with that lore. Hold on, that's kind of cool lore. Look at him! Look at him! Look at him! Look at him! I love him. Oh, he's in here too. Look at him! He's here. He's hiding. Turn ends, sanity set to 0. If sanity reduced to 45 by enemy passive skill effects, sanity is not set to 0 at turn end. Before attack, sanity is set to -44 plus enemy bleed potency multiplied by 5. Okay, let them cook? Question mark? For lust, when flipping coins, head chance is increased by 2% for every bleed on the target. Max 20% chance. For negative coin skills, change chance is increased instead. If heads/tails chance would increase the chance beyond 95%, deal 3% extra damage for every 1% over 95, max 30. 1 coin. Base power for every 5 bleed on target, max 4. 1 coin power for every 10 bleed on target, max 2. On hit, inflict 2 bleed. On hit, inflict pink blood rust next turn. At 30 sanity, reuse coin once per skill. Let them cook a little bit. Hold on. Lust S2. 466. So this is a 16 skill 2. Base power for every 10 bleed on the coin, max 2. Coin power for everything, max 2. Okay, a lot of base and coin power. So that could always get a little bit interesting here. Inflict 3 bleed, inflict 1 bleed, inflict 2 bleed count, inflict golden blood rust. 644, but it's an extra coin now, so it's kind of reversed. So now it's a, what? This is an 18 base. Base power, 5 bleed, 3. Jesus Christ. 1 coin back for every 19 bleed on target, max 5? What the fuck? Inflict 3 bleed, inflict 2 bleed, inflict 2 bleed count twice per skill. I'm not sure what that means. Inflict 2 violet blood rust count once per skill. At 45 sanity, reuse coin twice per skill and halve the coin power rounded down. On 3, reuse inflict blood rust. Hold on, chat. Negative coin power clash. Wait, that's kind of OP. 1460. That's the 2 coiner. Okay, 2 coiner negative. So this is a 16 base. Base power for every 3 bleed on target, max 4. Oh my god, max 4 on a negative coin? Holy shit, that's like Fire Fist Gregor, chat. This is Fire Fist Gregor counter OP. Inflict bleed, inflict blood rust, count next turn, inflict bleed. Okay, so let's read what these counts are, alright? This is interesting. Pink blood rust, unique bleed. When getting bleed inflicted to this unit, ×2 the potency inflicted and 1.5 times the count rounded down. Golden bloodlust. Unique bleed. Combat start gain paralysis for every 15 bleed potency plus... Oh, for every 15 bleed potency plus count. Okay, that's kind of cool. And then Violet Blood Rust. When bleed is triggered, deal bonus envy damage by half of bleed potency reduced by turnover. What? Bro, okay, hold on, chat. Yeah, so I think this is a genuine contender into the solid tier. Speaking of fun, now this is a WID. A Brotherhood of Iron Sinclair, chat. First things first, we're going to check the stats. 250, so insanely tanky. 2-4, insanely slow. He has 1 stagger threshold at 110, and he is ineffective to blunt and fatal to pierce. So, passive electric shock, we have a sloth own. On a successful attack, inflict paralysis at a 25% chance next round. Bro, it's the key page passive, bro. Once per target per round. If the target is an N-Corp fanatic or has at least 3 paralyzed or more damage, it's just the key page, bro. It's the key page. Oh my god. Charge up! Clash win at 10 charge count. Okay, so first it's a 1 coin 9. So it's a what is it, a 12? It's a 12. Clash win at 10 charge count, inflict 1 paralyze to self and inflict 1 paralyze to the enemy. On use, gain 2 charge. On hit, 2 charge. Oh my god, bro. It's a 2 coin, 4, 8. It's a 13, pretty low. If 10 charge or higher, ignore debuffs from paralyze on self. Gain 4 charge on use, inflict paralysis, gain 4 charge if charge is at 10 or higher, deal 10% more damage to enemies afflicted with paralyze. This is a, what, 5, 10, 15, 18. On use, 10 charge or higher, ignore debuffs from paralyze on self. If the enemy is inflicted with paralyze, gain +1 clash power. Spend 2 charge to deal 10% to targets with paralyze. Spend 3 to deal 10%, 10%, and then 20% with paralyze. Okay, hold on. This is kind of fire. I'm not gonna lie to you. Fire. Definitely not a 3-star, by the way. This is a 2-star. I'm gonna say it's a really good ID. It's a solid ID. The next ID we're gonna be reviewing, oh god, is Sync Gregor Final Form. I think that's fair. I think you all just want to get right into it. You all know the Sync lore. We don't have to explain Sync lore. Final power for each haste on self. If speed is higher than opponent +1, gain haste, unbreakable coin. He has unbreakable coins? On hit, gain 3 poise count and inflict focus attack Gregor. Hit after clash when gain 1 haste next turn. Jesus Christ, what is this, man? You've got my attention. Whenever an ally, including this unit, gains an instance of haste, apply a protection to them as well. If the ally is a sync association, give them 2 poise as well. If in a human encounter, if the speed of all allies is higher than the speed of all enemies, +1 haste on hit. Bro, what is it? Bananas! Focus attack Gregor. Focus encounters only 3. This unit that inflicted this focus attack gains the following effect based on the target's slot. When hit, the attacker gains haste. Same turn haste. When hit, the attacker heals SP based on the attacker's haste. If the attacker has 35 SP, this unit takes 5% more damage. What? Based from the attacker's haste. Bro, what is this, bro? 3 attack. When hit, this unit gains 2 bind, and the attacker gains +1 base power. And if the unit that affected this successfully hit this unit, gains a stack of Gregor. Banana. Max potency and count 99. At the turn end, haste is randomly split between count and potency. Turn end, half potency rounded up and gain points. Potency equal to poise loss, half count, and gain poise equal to count. Every 5 sum of potency and count and gain 1 haste. At the end of the turn, gain banana, randomly to equal haste itself. If there are 3 sync association IDs in the encounter, start the encounter with 5 bananas. 2 potency and 3 count, and deal 7.5 for each haste on self. Apply protection 1 to all allies. I hate it. This is a 7-1-1-1. Gain power base for every sum of banana, potency, and count on self for every speed diff. Max 6. Holy crap. If at 4 resin, gain resin base power, and at 4 absolute resonance, gain point class boosters. At 6 Rhine, use an unopposed skill 3 on the target. Does not generate resource. On hit, gain haste. On 2, gain poise equal to haste. Gain 2 poise. Count. If poise is at 20, spend up to 10 points to deal more damage. 3% per potency will not spend under 20. Gain 3 haste. If unit has 20 sum of potency, if the target has, reuse it. On kill, give 3 souls to allies 3 haste. What the fuck, bro? At 4 absolute pride resonance, all coins on this skill become unbreakable. At 6 pride resonance, gain 1 final clash power and coin power for every 8 poise on self. Clash win, gain haste. On 2 hit, gain haste. And inflict defense out. Inflict weakness allies if the focus has Gregor, or if any of the user has 12 sum of bananas. Potency and inflict pride and reuse the coin. My turn evade. On evade plus coin power. 14. Jesus Christ. Hold on. At 4 prize, if this unit took no damage from this turn, activate the my turn counter on the skill slot. This skill does not generate sin resources. On hit, focus attack Gregor, gain 1 haste with skill and coin effects. What do you want me to say, chat? Bananas is too OP, bro? Yeah, it's OP as fuck, chat. Have you read Bananas? Kim Ji-hoon is giving me the silent treatment, chat, so I think he doesn't like this ID. Because I think what he's actually doing is he's going to make his own sync Gregor, chat. There. 5 bananas. Is City Sweeper Gregor. It is a 3-7 speed, 195 HP, fatal to Here's very low stagger threshold. I really like that already. Ineffective to slash. First, we're going to look at the passive, which is down here. For Lust, whenever any unit dies, heal 5% of your max HP. If this unit would take lethal damage, it instead set to 1 HP for the rest of the turn, recover from stagger at turn and heal 6% of max HP and gain 2 fragile for the rest of the encounter, once per encounter. Okay, Bros is the better Priest Gregor. This is a 4-3, 2 coiner. So this is a 10, very low. On hit with the skill, heal 10% of the damage dealt. Coin power for every 3 bleed on target, max 2. Okay, that's pretty fair. That's balanced. Deal 10% damage for every 50 blood feast. Blood feast! Inflict bleed, inflict count on head roll. Okay, hold on. Let them cook. Okay, that's a 16. On hit with the skill, heal equal to 20% of damage dealt. If target has 6 bleed, coin power 1. If target has paralyzed, till 20% more damage. Interesting. Deal 10% damage for every blood feast. Dude, this guy does damage, dude. Consume 20 blood feast to convert the second coin into an unbreakable coin. Hold on. Okay, wait. So this is inflict 2 count, inflict 3 bleed, inflict 3 paralyze. So the 3 bleed becomes a... Wait, no. Oh, the third coin is guaranteed paralyze. Skill 3, the legendary trash disposal. Alright, let's see how this works. 666. If target has paralyze, coin power plus 1. Deal 5% for every bleed on the target. Consume up to 50 blood feast and heal 3 HP on hit for every 10 blood feast consumed. That also doesn't have a max, by the way. It deals 20% for every 100 blood feast consumed. Also, I assume what this means is the blood feast consumed shared. Convert all coins on this skill to unbreakable coins if the target has 10 bleed potency, or if this skill consumed a minimum of 20 blood feast. Activate bleed on target and reduce by count. inflict 1 bleed count, reuse this coin 3 times. That's nuts, man. That's nuts, man. That's crazy. Or the family, 15. Consume up to 20 blood pieces and give 1 protection to a number of random allies equal to every 10 blood pieces consumed. Okay, that's cool. I like this. Wait, this is sick. It gives 1 protection to at least 2 other allies. I actually really like this. I like the use of blood feast. I genuinely think this is absolute W. I love this one. This is creator of the Gesellschaft. I don't know how to fucking speak German. I'm going to read you the lore now. In the pursuit of knowledge, to find all secrets pertaining to the world, forbidden or not, one must look farther than one eyes and instead look for the perspective of those existences, who is but a potentiality. To share and discuss freely amongst like-minded individuals is a dream for a genius. However, now with the knowledge of all things, this child can no longer prosper at the feeling of discovery, forever chained together with herself from the great beyond, forever bound to a hall of mirrors. The one true Faust, creator of the Gesellschaft. From what I am understanding. This is basically the smartest Faust, okay? Turn start at 40 SP, consume SP to enter the Matchless Genius stance. This turn start effect does not activate repeatedly. Gain overflowing knowledge in the Matchless Genius stat. Turn in at 0 SP or less, this unit exits the Matchless Genius stance, okay? Foreseen outcome on allies with less than 45% SP deals skill damage to a target with foreseen outcome that ally gains 5 SP. If an ally with 45 SP deals skill damage to a target with foreseen outcome, inflict attack power down next target. Overflowing knowledge. Gain 2 poise and 2 poise count once per turn at turn start. If the main target has foreseen outcome, final power 1, turn and lose 5 SP. So this is a 11. On use, gain poise count. On hit, inflict paralyze. Heads hit, gain poise. On second hit, gain poise. When in the Matchless Genius Saints, inflict 1 fragile. That's same turn fragile. Representation emitter prototype. A 1050. Is that the exact representation emitter? It might be a nerfed version. On use, apply SP heal efficiency to all other allies. Interesting. If the target has foreseen outcome, clash power +1. On hit, gain 4 poise and 3 poise count. Inflict foreseen outcome. On crit, heal 5 SP to one other ally with the lowest SP. If in the Matchless Genius state, use representation emitter product instead. Oh, so this is a 19. Coin power +1 if the target has foreseen outcome. On use, gain 3 poise and 2 poise count. Allies gain SP heal efficiency. On hit, inflict bind and defensive power down next turn. If the target has 3 negative status effects, deal 20% more damage on a critical hit. On crit, heal 5 SP to 2 allies with the lowest SP. On turn and inflict foreseen outcome. On ally with the highest poise count, gain attack power up. If in the Matchless Genius state, use Faust knows all outcomes instead. Representation emitter product. So this is the enhanced version of the skill 2. Yeah. Gain 5 poison 3 count, lose 10 SP, inflict foreseen outcome to all targets, apply 4 poise and 2 poise count to 2 allies with the least poise, or allies gain 10 SP on crit. Okay, so it's kind of like a buffed version of yourself. And then this is the ascended version of skill 3. Base power +1 for every target with foreseen outcome. Gain 5 poise count. On clash, lose, gain fragile. Deal 10% for every pride resonance. Interesting. I like that. That's 3 unbreakable coins. On hit, all other allies gain SP efficiency. On crit, inflict pride fragility. Gain poise, inflict paralyze, unbreakable coin. If target has 3 negative status effects, deal more damage on crit. All allies gain SP. 3 allies with the most poise count gain damage up. Inflict foreseen outcome to all targets. 2 allies with the least poise gains 4/2. This unit loses 45 SP. This unit gains 1 bind. Okay, so this is basically, chat, you're like, this is like your, oh my god, dude, the crazy numbers. Oh my god. I think it might be a bit strong, but I really like with the concept. Alright, the next ID. Oh, look at that. Another sweeper ID, chat. District 7 Sweeper Mersault. First things first, let's check the stats. 225 HP, so tanky. 3/6 speed, decently average speed. Each reused coin does 2% more damage. And then you have the other passive. On hit with all skills, heal 30% of damage dealt, max 15, 30, 50, 80. This is a 9. This is an 11 with a -3. At 10 bleed potency, clash power 1. Gain coin power for each 75% damage taken. Gain persistence for each 3 bleed on target, max 2. Persistence skill 1. Jesus Christ, okay. Inflict 2 bleed count. Okay, not bad. Okay, that is going to be a 14. On use, gain persistent. On coin, inflict 5 bleed potency. And then you have the final coin. If target has 4 bleed, gain 2 coin power +2. Gain persistence. On hit, bleed count. Bleed potency, bleed count. And then liquefied flesh. On use, gain 3 protection. Oh, but 2 fragile next turn. Unbreakable coin, lower own stagger threshold by 5%. For each stack, gain 20% to recover from fatal damage. Heal 60 HP and use skill 1 once before turn end. Lose 1 stack after recovery. If staggered, skill 1 will still be used, but other skills won't. Oh! Lose 1 stack if stack reaches 0 stagger. Gain coin power for each 75 damage taken. On use, gain persistence. Gain pierce damage up. Inflict bleed potency. Reuse coin for each persistent. Max 5. So this is supposed to activate into this. Okay. I like the gimmick. I like the idea that Mersault basically always wants to have persistence at all times. He's essentially unkillable, and that's okay because we have K-Corp Honglu, who's basically unkillable. No, this Mersault is literally unkillable. Efflorescent Ego has Harpoon. Now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This is the most gorgeous fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. Okay, first things first is going to be the passive. So we have Say My Name, a 5 pride. It is turn end. If at minus 45 SP, consume all ego, reset to 0 SP. Gain a 2 attack power up and 2 defense power up. Gain 1 attack power up and 1 defense power up every time this unit gains 4 ego in a turn. For every ally that died in this battle, gain 1 additional ego at the start of each turn. If that ally is from the Pequod, gain 2. Interesting. So here's this ego. Ego. Resource used by certain skills for additional effects. Count can go up to 20 and halves at turn end. Heal 1 SP per value. Decrease when taking damage by an attack skill. Pallid Noise. SP efficiency plus 2. Units with SP change panic type to Pallid Noise when this unit panics. This unit flips lands on tails. Units without SP minus 10 to flip heads. Interesting. Okay, hold up. Wait, she's kind of cooking though? Okay, so this is an 11. Coin power for every 4 ego. Gain ego on highest resin. At 4 resin, gain protection and aggro. On hit, inflict bleed, inflict count, inflict bleed, inflict count. Okay, really good at skill 1. So this is a 17. Coin power for every 4 ego on self, max 2. Gain highest resin ego. At 4 highest resin ego, gain 3 offense level up. And at 4 sloth A resin, gain 2 additional sloth power up. Inflict 6 offense level down with really good bleed count, very good. Deal more damage based on the value of ego, 1.5 per ego, max 30. Coin power for every 4 ego, max 2. Combat start. Allies adjacent to this unit on the dashboard have their highest level skill converted to envy. On use, gain highest resin ego. On hit, inflict damage down. On hit, inflict bleed count. On head, hit, inflict pallid noise. On hit, inflict bleed. For every ego, gain 5% max HP as shield. When attacked, use this skill once for every 4 ego. What? When attacked, use this skill once for every 4 ego? Like, that goes in obviously in top contender for sure. The next ID is going to be G-Corp General Otis. Let's read the passive. Turn end, if allies below 20% health, execute them. Next turn, apply 2 attack power up and 2 damage up to all allies for each ally executed. Gain attack power up for the rest of the encounter per execution. Okay, this is raw as fuck. Hold on. Combat start. Give all G-Corp members other than this unit 1 clash power. On unopposed attack, a random G-Corp ally follows up with skill 1. Support. This ally with the highest speed gains clash power up when redirecting attacks. That's really interesting. Wait, I really like that. Execute. Instantly kills afflicted ally without causing sanity loss. If a G-Corp ally was executed, inflict 12 rupture split amongst all enemies. Okay, chat, this might be a top contender. This is a 12. If target has 5 rupture, coin power plus 1. Inflict 2 rupture next turn. Inflict 2 rupture next turn. Rupture next turn. Interesting. Skill end. Apply 1 haste to self and all allies next turn. Prioritize G-Corp. If ally is G-Corp, instead apply 2 haste. Really like that. Then we have flank them. So this is a combat start. Apply 2 clash power, 1 clash power to self and 2 allies. Prioritize G-Corp. If ally is G-Corp, instead apply 2 pack power up. Inflict 3 rupture next turn. Inflict 3 rupture next turn. Inflict 3 rupture next turn. So the 3 rupture next turn is very strong because that lets you. It's kind of like cheating a little bit if you think about it. Combat start. This turn, the target's rupture count does not lower when hit by G-Corp members. If the target has 8 rupture plus 1 coin power, inflict 2 rupture, heads hit, on use. Reuse coin for each ally that has been executed. If target's health is below 40%, a random G-Corp ally uses skill 3 on the target. Turn and clear target's rupture. Hunker down, combat start, it's a 10-15 gluttony, gain 1 protection for each enemy targeting this unit, max 3, a lot's very strong. If G-Corp ally is on the field, use my soldiers fight instead. Clashable counter. 0-0. Combat style. Redirect attack to a random G-Corp ally, and they clash with skill 2? If the enemy was defeated or staggered, next turn apply plus Boing Burst to the enemy? What? I really have nothing to say about it in like a negative light. Actually, I'm going to keep it the same. I'm going to adjust my opinions until after. Oh my Jesus Christ, what is this? LCE Ego Bind Sinclair. Speaking of, I think this is your ID, by the way. Yes, this is Sovereign. Okay. Fucking Christ, what is this? Alright, I'm interested to see what this LCE Ego Binds is, and so is Kim Ji-hoon. The child was not prepared for the turn that his life would take, as his body and mind corrupt alongside the vestiges of a once-known monarch. Sinclair. I don't think I can do this. A WoW 07? That's the most dangerous thing in this facility. S. Do you really think I can handle it? So that's Sinclair speaking. Is this Ryoshu? I assume. Yeah, Ryoshu. If I didn't, I wouldn't have asked you. Sinclair. But why? Why me? Aren't there... Ryoshu. SU. I am not saying it again. I wouldn't have asked you otherwise. The glare in her eyes through her glasses, despite how thick they were, her pupils were barely even visible through them. Ryoshu. IDNC. Regarding what you believe about yourself, everybody else has already been settled with their gear. There's nothing else left to note. GYA in that suit, or you may as well be deadweight in this company. Every word from her prior never felt like this before. Despite her nasty way with words, this time felt genuine. Sinclair. Isn't it too much for me? It isn't too much for me. I swear I can synchronize further. The woman in her room above glares with the same vicious scorn as before, her demeanor both mocking yet beaming in pride. Sinclair. To be a ruler, do you understand what that takes? Time and time again, every action could have consequences, one that will leave you with nothing. Enjoy the luxuries, enjoy the power you hold while you can. The sword continues to dangle by nothing but a thread. Though he cannot see it, the phantom pain sears as blade presses against its spine. It's only a matter of time before his head is cut off entirely. Ryoshu. Enough. WDW. Take the suit off, your trial is complete. The child's eyes darted back to their boss, the same venomous stare. That woman wants me dead. The child wields his newfound binds with haste, tearing the door off the chamber. Warning, employee gone rogue. Block off all exits. Wow. Alright, we got a little bit of lore there. Okay. I like it. I like that one. I like that a lot. So that's very interesting. Wields his new blind finds with what? Alright. We are going to start the counter in 3, 2, 1, boom!
First things first, let's have a look at the stats. We are looking at a 36 speed average, tanky, 253 HP, favorable slash ineffective 2 pierce, incredibly high 80% stagger threshold. Interesting, let's have a look at 8B passes 2 gloom, 2 sloth, unceasing tyranny. Combat style, 80% plus HP and less than 20 trauma count gain, up to 20 trauma count. And lose 30 SP once per encounter. When this unit triggers trauma burst, use SP and lose SP equal to trauma count. On death, activate the following effects. Inflict trauma on all enemies. Inflict trauma count on self times 2 potency between all enemies. Gain 5 ego resources slowly to earn ego resource. If this unit died due to the KID max attunement down with the king, skill enhance the effect. On death, activate the following. Inflict 5 trauma on all enemies. Inflict trauma count on self times 2 potency between all enemies max 10. Gain 5 ego resources to the least earn ego source. And if this unit had 20 trauma count, apply. Apply what? Apply what, man? Bananas? Or burning audience. Max value 5 at turn end. Gain 1 offense level up next turn for every 15 SP below 0 for every value. Gain 1 damage up next turn for every value. Gain 1 bind next turn for every value. When triggering trauma burst, multiply the SP by value times 2. Interesting. Skill 1. 3 forward force. This is an element. If unit speed is slower than the target, gain base power based on speed difference. Base power plus 2. Every 2 speed difference max 4. Fuck. Plus 4! If the unit had less than 0 SP, base power plus 7, all points become negative. What? Gain trauma count. Gain trauma count. Inflict trauma, inflict 1 trauma count. On tails, inflict sinking. If the what? If the trauma count at 4, less inflict 2 sinking. Trigger trauma burst, then reduce target's tail by 1. Reduce trauma count by 2. Okay, wow. 15, if unit speed is slower, gain more coin power for every difference. Max 2. Okay, so that seems more reasonable. It's tricking. If the skill has negative coins, coin power is lowered instead of raised. Okay, that's really cool. I really like that. If this unit has less than 0 SP base power, plus 10, all coins become negative coins. That's I'm not even gonna lie to you. That in itself is in tier for Rara. That's a unique idea. You'll 5% damage for every 4 trauma count on self max 30. Clash win inflict 3 sinking counts. On head, gain trauma count. Head hit inflict trauma. On hit inflict sinking. On hit at 3 or less speed inflict 2 trauma. So you really want to be slow with this. At 3 plus speed gain bind next turn. Inflict trauma on head hit, inflict sinking on tails, and then inflict trauma count on head hit. So it is a 17. If this unit had 2 or less speed base power plus 5. Before use, at 20 KB, activate down with the king. If this unit has less than 0 base power, plus 15, all the coins come negative. Deal 10% damage for every 3 trauma count on self. Deal 10% more damage for every foreboding audience on self. On use, gain 1 foreboding audience. Protect if this unit kills the target, gain foreboding audience. On hit, gain trauma count. On hit, inflict sinking count. On hit, inflict trauma count. On hit, trigger amplitude conversion, tremor fracture. On hit, trigger tremor burst, reduce trauma count by 3, reduce target SP by trauma count on potency. And then you have the, if you have 20 trauma count on yourself, 25 minus 10. After using this skill, dies. Alright, we have an F tier ID chat. If unit HP drops to 1 while using this skill, maintain 1 HP for the duration of the skill. If this unit has 1 or less speed, base power plus 10. What? 35? Lose 30 SP. Deal 25% damage for every foreboding audience on self. When at less than 0, deal more damage further, this unit's SP is from 0. If you miss it, SP 70%. Deal 20% more damage for every 30% missing on self, max 60 before weight. Attack weight plus 1 for every foreboding audience. Bro, what? When target has less than 0 SP, inflict Bloom Affinity damage equal to the further, this unit's SP value from 1. Bloom Affinity damage for every missing SP 45 max. It's incredibly strong. Bro, the key second form cell, unbreakable coin, inflict sinking, trauma count, apply trauma fracture, trauma burst. Tails hit, inflict sinking, tremor. Bind, on kill, inflict sinking on foreign enemies, on kill, inflict. I mean, it's certainly, definitely worth dying for. Turn end passive, retrieve the throne, gain 1 attack power down. Turn end, gain plus 1 attack power down, gain 1 additional attack power down for every turn that passes. When the passive is cancelled, all additional attack power down is reset. Gain attack power, clashable guard, 6/6. Gain attack power up, bind, damage up, and 5 SP next turn equal to attack power down. Oh! Cancels the effect of retrieve the throne passive until next turn. Okay. If this unit has less than 0, gain 10 base power, all coins become negative, gain foreboding audience, gain power equal to tremor, target loses SP tremors. Okay, wow. What a fucking ID.
Oh, just fucking in time, too. Okay, final thoughts. This is insane. This is word creep, chat. This is word creep, yes. This ID has surpassed it, because unless this is in-game, I have no fucking way to tell you how balanced it is. This could either be the most dog shit skill, like, ID in the game, which it obviously wouldn't be, or it could be the most OP-ass thing, or it could be perfectly balanced. The next ID chat that we will be reviewing. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is... It's even longer than the last one. It's even longer than the last one. Alright. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, let's review first. I'm already trying. Number 1. 36 speed, which is average. You have 221 HP, which is pretty alright. 70 is a high stagger threshold. Ineffective blunt fatal flash. A lot of fatal blunt splashes. Let's go immediately into the passives, because Jesus Christ, there's a lot of passives. When using attack skill, flipping attack coins that consume barrel of liquor, even when this unit is out of barrel of liquor, this attack does not get cancelled. Barrel of liquor, however, the skills that require consumption of barrel of liquor do not activate. When this unit has tremor, sobering, or clear head, this unit does not gain tremor from skills. Skills deal 10% more damage to stagger enemies. If the skills affinity with sloth or pride, deal 15% more damage instead. On hit, 10 tremor. On self, chance to not spend poise count when learning crits. If this unit skill has aggro, the chance of activating this effect is doubled. At 20 poise points, you consume 5 points to gain 2 poise count. When this unit has clear head, turn start, gain 4 pace, 6 speed, 1 flash, 10 speed, coin power, and do 5% for every positive on self. It has fucking ammo? Support. When an ally with the fastest speed triggers tremor burst, they gain 2 poise and points. Okay, really interesting passive. I really like this. Support. If the ally has 2 minus coin skills, or if they have 2 blunt skills, gain 4 points instead. Unique sanity. The drunkening. If SP is brought to 45 by this unit's skill effects, enter unique panic instead of panic or ego corrosion. Unique panic does not act for this turn. Turn start. If this unit has tremor boozing, gain 10 points. OP as fuck. Oh my god, dude. Holy shit. Barrel of liquor. Unique ammo. Max rate consumed for certain skills. If no barrel of liquor was consumed or gained by turn end at 3 barrel self, heal 10 SP. This ammo count cannot be gained or lost due to external effects. Tremor boozing. Jesus Christ. Turn start. Lose SP by tremor potency on self divided by 2. Rounded down. When hit by skills that trigger tremor burst, take fixed damage. Take fixed SP damage by tremor on self, so it lowers your SP. Raise stagger threshold. Turn and reduce the count by 1. LCE Gregor only. When recovering from stagger, trigger amplitude conversion into sobering on self. What the fuck? If at 60 tremor potency on self, gain clash power for 3 turns and trigger amplitude conversion sobering on self. Interacts the same way as normal tremor does not. Then what the fuck is sobering? Sobering. If at 60 tremor potency and on self, gain clear head. Okay. Gain potency on self poise, right? Okay, so it turns into a poise ID? When hit by skills that trigger tremor burst, gain tremor potency off and top. Reduce the count by 1. Interacts the same way as normal tremor. Raise the stagger threshold. Okay. Clear head. Max 31. Lasts for as long as this unit has sobering. If sobering were to expire, it would be converted into another tremor variant. By conversion during the same turn was gained as effect will last until the next turn. All coins of this unit's minus skills become plus coins. Wait, is this another? This is another negative plus positive sanity ID. Okay, we're going into the skills. 7 skill 1 minus 3 is very bad, but let's see how this does. So lose 5 SP, consume barrel, liquor to gain 6 tremor. Base power plus 1 for every tremor on self, max 3 can turn into a 10. Flash lose gain paralyze. Inflict tremor. Okay, poison on head. Tails crit? Bro, tails crit? Inflict tremor counts as 14. The skills become plus 1 with clear head. Yeah, no. I read that, so I remember this. Poison down on critical hit, it's a 14. Oh my god, bro, this is nuts. Oh, this is nuts, chat. This is fucking OP. But this is like kind of balanced, though, ironically. Okay, god, if this unit has aggro, gain plus 2 blunt up, gain 4 poise count, at 20 turn count, tremor on self, gain 7 poise. If this unit has clear head, convert the third coin on the skill to unbreakable. Clash win, lose SP, clash lose, gain blunt damage up next turn. Gain poise, if this unit has clear head, consume tremor, trigger tremor burst, inflict tremor count, and gain poise, gain tremor count, gain tremor. If this unit has clear head, consume 6 tremor, and deal poise, 15 damage, trigger tremor burst. At 30 tremor on self, convert the second coin of the skill to unbreakable. If this unit is being targeted by 3 skills, gain 6 poise once per turn. If this unit is being targeted by 6 skills, gain 2 protection once per turn. Lose 15 SP, gain aggro, base power for every barrel of liquor missing. Clash win tremor on self, chance to gain 1 paralyze, gain 12 tremor on clash lose. Inflict fragile on tails hit, crit, deal more damage, tails crit, do slash fragility. Hit after clash win at 15 poise, rate is fixed to 100. What? On hit, consume barrel, trigger tremor burst twice, inflict fragile, next turn, reduce tremor count, tails hit, deal tremor damage on self, more damage, tails crit, deal poise count, more damage, unbreakable coin hit, trigger tremor burst, unbreakable coin hit, inflict fragile next turn. This skill does not spend poise count when landing crits. This unit speed is higher than the target's deal more damage for every speed difference max 40%. You're through now, pal. At 60 turn, critical rate for the skill is 100. If this unit is being targeted by skills that belong to only one enemy or a part, the skill targeting that enemy gain 1 protection deal 50% more damage. If the skill slot has aggro clash power, this unit has barrel liquor, convert third coin onto an unbreakable coin. If this unit has tremor, sobering, and clear head, apply damage up to self and another ally on the board. Ta-da! I'm not done yet. And so another ally on the board. Base power up for every poise, clash power for every tremor. At more than 20 points, consume 5 points to gain attack power. At 15 points, count this HP does not drop below 1. After attack, the skill attack kills the top. If this attack skill does not get apply plus combos to a random ally adjacent to the board. On hit, consume 10 tremor on self to inflict fragile. On crit, the final coin does more damage. On hit, consume 10 tremor to inflict bronze agility. The final coin does more damage. Consume 10 to inflict wrath agility. If the skill is activated, the power cannon inflicts loss. I'm stuttering! I'm fucking stuttering! I can't speak anymore. Kim Jong-un. I'm crying over here. Trigger tremor burst, barrel logic, 25 more damage, 50 more damage. Consume 10 tremor on self to trigger tremor burst. Heads hit a 9 tremor count, consume up to 6 tremor count. At heads fucking can't do 10 more points count, consume up to 10 points, every deal more damage. Oh my god, it's unbreakable too. Okay. 14% at 0 barrel lift. After dang, I need a refill of that one instead. Turn 5, this unit has slobbering or clear head, not this time, but instead. Okay, so activate the counter. Clash with guard, consume barrel lift to gain potency. Okay. Gain tremor count. Activate tremor conversion, boozing on self. Gain aggro, clash power for everything. Clash win, lose SP, unbreakable coin. If you win the thing, if at 4 slot resonance clearing the skill, use your through now power as a power counter. Once activating the slot effect, the skill ability changes to slot at 10 tremor on self, gain coin power, unbreakable, consume 5 to deal 25 damage. Deal 25 damage on crit. This unit has sobering and clear head, reuse this skill. And then dang, I need a refill. Heal, SP, base power, gain barrel liquor.
I wanna cry. I physically cannot rank this ID. What do I fucking do with this? I could barely rank I could barely rank this one. You're gonna put in the 5 bananas tier. The next ID is, thankfully, Lobotomy Ego Beak Don Quixote. Now this one is gonna make me happy. You can't possibly pick this one up. It's a sweet little bird. Razor Tooth Bullets. Start encounter with 10 ammo. When this unit runs out of ammo, reload and lose 10 SP at the turn end. Okay, simple. Punishment. When hit, gain damage up and attack power up next turn at 3 resonance, gain 2 damage up as well. When ally retreats, gain 3 blunt damage up. Before attacking, if the target has defensible down, gain rupture on target, poise. Max 20 per turn. When critically hitting an enemy, inflict rupture count. Ooh! Clash Lose. This skill does not consume target's rupture on hit. Eek? Clash Lose, gain 3 protection. Unbreakable coin. Spend ammo, inflict rupture, and inflict 1 count. This is a 16. Clash Win, inflict 1 rupture count. Coin power for every 5 rupture on target. Inflict 8 rupture. I'm pardon me? And gain 3 protection and heal 10 SP. But you only inflict I don't want to win, bro. Fuck winning my clashes. I don't want to fucking win any of my clashes. I want to lose every clash. Okay, on use, gain damage up for every 10 rupture. 10 damage for every rupture on the enemy, max set. Clash Lose, after getting hit, use punishment. Inflict rupture count, inflict rupture. Spend ammo and spend ammo. Until this skill ends, this unit cannot be staggered from taking damage. Deal 10 damage for every rupture opponent on target. Deal 1 point for every 1% missing HP on self. 100 damage on critical. Inflict 2 rupture count. Wait, also, fucking pardon me? Excuse me? Hold on. Activate rupture on target 4 times to reduce count by 4. Ugh. I really like this idea. Call it bias, because it's Don Quixote. Lobotomy, Ego, Capo, and Mimicry Ryoshu. A lot of Ryoshus today, chat. A lot of Ryoshus. I guess it's because she's kind of the ego equipment queen, so it makes sense.
The passive is movement, special charge. Gain effects based on how many stacks of movement this unit has. Movement 1, deal 1 SP on hit. Movement 2, gain SP on hit clash power. Movement 3, combat style, gain offense for each movement. Movement 4, gain movement times 10 shield. Movement 5, coin power. Interesting. Yeah, this is phase 2 remnants. I really like that. FA. Wait, what am I doing? Wait, everything's all over the place. Where's the passive? Sorry. When gaining charge count, gain imitation instead. Imitation is unaffected by charge potency. Support, combat style. Ally with the lowest HP heals 2 HP, 50% to gain 2 protection. Ally with the least SP heals 2 SP, 50% chance to get SP heal efficiency. And then you have FA. SP loss efficiency minus +1. If this affects on a unit without sanity, reduce the chance that unit hit by 2%. At 5 FA, attack indiscriminately if this is a human encounter. Otherwise, at turn start, gain sinking fragility equal to the amount of FA. Sinking fragility. Interesting. Okay. There's a lot of buffs up here. Imitation, special charge. Base skill coins affect +1 more bleed. Resources used by certain skills for additional effects. At 10+, attacks inflict +1 bleed count. At 20, all enemies gain flash power down. Terror. SP loss efficiency +1. At 20, terror lose all terror, take 20 damage, raise this unit. Stagger threshold by 20 depending on Okay, so you don't want terror. We have skill 1, which is a... What is this? This is a 10. On use, lower all staff health... Lower all stagger thresholds by 5. On use, if the user has no movement, gain 1 movement. Inflict sinking. On hit, inflict sinking count. If this unit is not at movement 3 or higher, lose 5 SP, otherwise inflict FA. Okay, I like this. Very strong effect, but balanced by the offense level and balanced by the weaker coin power, like the weaker thing. Very cool though, I like it. Skill 2, we have a 7 + 2 3 coiner. So this is going to be a 13. Combat style, all allies gain SP heal efficiency. All allies gain SP efficiency. Movement on use. What is this movement? On use, if this unit is at 33 SP or higher, gain 1 movement. Inflict 5 sinking, inflict 1 count. Raise target threshold by 5, inflict 2 FA. Raise target threshold by 5, inflict 3 paralysis. Raise target threshold by 5. Ooh, fucking hell. Holy shit. Combat style, gain 1 movement. All allies gain 3 offensive level next turn. Unbreakable coin, inflict 3 FA, 10, 10. Actually kind of balanced. This is actually a balanced skill 3. You know, it's a 1 coin. It's more of a support move. It's more of a debuff support move. This is like a DPS move, honestly. Then you have the evade. Switch current ego weapon to mimicry. I'm fucking sorry, what? Switch current ego to weapon to mimicry. Huh? On evade, inflict 3 sinking and 1 fragility. Fail evade, inflict 3. Okay, I like the fail evade. Fail evade is useful. Oh fuck, mimicry's over here. Oh my god, there's 2 movesets! I didn't even realize! Okay, that is, so this is, okay, so you're telling me this is Capo the whole time? Oh my god, we were reading Capo. It's like this. Okay, luckily this does not break any of the rules. This is 6 moves, unique skills, which is fair. Okay, chat, so all of what we were reading was Capo. Now it's time to read Mimicry. Okay, hold on, this is kind of heat. When attacking attack with FA, inflicts sinking count. Does it change the passive? It does. It changes the passive. When attacking attack with FA, inflicts sinking count. When attacking attack with Terror, heal 4 HP. Heroic use both at the same time, so I made 2 movesets. Interesting. It does not change the passive? Okay. Combat start being 3 imitation. In 1 imitation, randomly for 2 of these, Terror or Bleed. Inflict 3 bleed. 2, 4, 6. Okay, hello. Hello. Guys, hello everyone. Hello. No, 2 is a 2 coin, 14. Combat start, all the 2's base skills affect this turn. On hit, randomly gain either imitation or inflict Terror. Inflict 2 attack power down the turn, inflict 5. And then we have DSM, which is, oh my god, only uses skill these has 20 imitation. Spend all imitation. 5 bleed, use it, stagger next turn. And then TCG was it switch currently go to Capo, inflict bleed and trigger thing, inflict thing. Okay,
Actually, pretty balanced. Decently, but I actually really like this. I actually really like this a lot. On to the next ID. Speaking of, it is Lobotomy Ego Censored Gregor. All enemies lose 5 SP. Enemies without SP gain 2 bind. There's a unique buff called Censored, Unique Sinking. When hit by this effect, active, lose 1 SP. When at 9 censored, this unit SP is capped to 35. For enemies without SP, gain 10% chance to roll tails per 2 stacks, max 30. Wait, capping the SP is such a unique mechanic. When an ally dies, have a 10% chance to summon a censored minion. Censored minion, 50 HP, no SP. Dies on next turn after it was spawned. Use Censored Gregor skill 1 on a random target. Prior to this target was censored. Wait a minute. Someone cooked. This is a 12. Inflict sinking. On hit, inflict sinking count. On hit, if sinking has... Target has 4 sinking count, inflict 2 censored. 17. If target has more than 35 SP, reduce target SP by 10. On clash, when inflict 3 count, inflicts 5 sinking. Inflict 5 bleed. Inflict 2 sinking count. Oh my god, that's a lot of count for skill 2. Target has 15 censored, activate censored instead. Inflict 4 sinking count. Inflict 1 censored. Inflict 4 bleed count. On hit, if target has 8 sinking, inflict 5 censored. This is very high. On clash, when inflict 4 count. Inflict 8 sinking. Inflict 6 bleed. Trigger sinking an additional time. Inflict 8 sinking. Summon 1 censored minion once per turn. Honestly, big WID. I think it's a bit strong. A bit OP, but I mean, like, have you seen what we fucking put on here? Which is another Lobotomy Ego, but this time it is Lobotomy Ego Harmony Ryoshu. Dude, so many Ryoshus. When an ally dies under the effect of Rhythm, Ryoshu heals 5 health per stack of the owned Rhythm. Rhythm, Unique Tremor. Grants 1 attack power up per stack of affected ally. Turn and trigger Tremor Burst, dealing 3 stagger damage per stack. Stack persists indefinitely until affected owner's death or death of Harmony Ryoshu. Forced clashes. Ally with a Rhythm have a 30% chance to randomly attack Ryoshu at the start of their turn. Follows for the same rules as indiscriminate attack. Multiple allies have Rhythm, the chance applies to each ally individually. These clashes follow normal combat mechanics with Ryoshu, able to gain or lose Crescendo buffs based on the outcome. Wait, this is sick. Crescendo. Ryoshu gains different buffs depending on the outcome of the clashes with Rhythm. She has Discorded Crescendo. When Ryoshu loses a clash with an ally, she gains +1 attack power for next turn. Harmonic. When activated, when Ryoshu wins a clash, she gains 2 attack power up and 1 haste. Perfect. Activates when Ryoshu wins a clash and kills the target ally. Kills targeted ally. She gains 3 attack power up, 2 haste for her next turn, and her next usage of skill 3 will be placed with... With what? Bananas? We have 3-3. This is an 11. Apply 1 Rhythm to a random ally. Bleed a target. Bleed 1 counter target. Okay, standard S1. Decent S1 chat. Not a bad S1 at all. S2, it is a 14. Apply Rhythm to an ally with the lowest HP if target ally has Rhythm. Trigger Tremor Burst. Interesting. Tremor Burst, inflict Tremor. Inflict 1 Tremor count. If target has 10 bleed, gain attack power up next turn. Okay, decent so far. Nothing really wrong here. The skills are pretty okay. Nothing dangerous. Nothing too OP. Balanced. Fade out skill 3. Oh my god, 30. What is this? 13. Unused damage scales with a total number of Rhythm on allies. 10%. After attack, trigger Tremor Burst and inflict Tremor Decay. If Ryoshu has perfected Crescendo, change skill to Grand Finale. Damage scales with the total number of Rhythm on allies. Inflict bleed and bleed count. Inflict bleed and bleed count. Unbreakable coin. If any targets died while the skill was being used, gain 3 attack power up and 1 clash power. The skills are weighted. It is attack weight. The skills weighted attacks will target all combatants in play and will target specifically the combatants with the least amount of health Any combatants targeted by any part of this attack are counted as being in clash, and thus receive any benefits or downsides from such conditions. Target has rhythm reflect 10% of damage back to them. Target has rhythm apply 1 rhythm to attacker. So I think you adjust this a little bit, slightly adjust this, and you got yourself a very fucking good ID. Drinking challenge for every LCE or lobotomy. Oh, well, you guys are gonna love the next one. Because it's Lobotomy Ego Mountain of Smiling Buddies! Ryoshu. Dude, Ryoshu has been getting W's this has been a massive Ryoshu W, chat. First things first, let's compete with the thing. 2-6 slow speed, 256 high HP. Stagger threshold's very high, ineffective slash, fatal blunt. Gain corpses. Unit loses 10 SP after every turn. After using ISOC, lose corpse passive for 1 turn. Corpse limit capped at 17. SP efficiently loss. At 13 corpse, upon losing ISOC, consume all corpses and replace attack with Mountain of Corpses permanent passive. Corpse. Unique charge used by Lobotomy Ego Mountain of Smiling Bodies Ryoshu. Heal more HP depending on how much corpses count this unit has. 5 corpses increase the hit HP cap by 5%. 10 corpses count increase the HP cap by 10. 15 corpses increase the hit cap by 15. Well, this is a 14 skill 1, so a 14 skill 1 is pretty good. It does heal 10% of damage dealt by the skill. Inflicts bleed, gain corpse. You inflict count, paralyze, corpse. And the third hit is Unbreakable Coin, which deals more damage depending on the corpse count divided by bleed potency the target has. This is a very loaded skill 1. 12, this is a 17. Clash Wind, gain corpse, cool. At 8 corpse, gain coin power. If this target has 6 bleed potency, gain coin power. On hit with the skill, deal 15% of damage dealt by the skill, max 10. On hit, gain corpse and inflict 2 bleed potency along with 1 bleed count. 15% of damage dealt. Dude, there's two separate instances of healing. On hit with the skill, heal 25% damage, max 15. Deal more damage depending on the target's bleed and potency combined, min 10%, max 30. Gain corpse, inflict 2 paralyze next turn. On hit, deal 2 bleed potency along with 1 bleed count. If unit has 5 corpse, inflict 4 bleed count instead. Boost final coin power by 2. Deal 3 bleed potency along with 2 bleed count. Inflict 2 bind next turn. Okay, very strong. On use, consume all corpses. For every 8 corpse consumed, gain 1 coin power. Unbreakable Coin. On hit, inflict 2 bleed and gain 15 SP. Inflict 2 fragile next turn. Unbreakable, inflict 2 bleed and gain 15 SP. Inflict 2 next turn. Unbreakable, deal 50 damage to self. For every corpse consumed, deal 10% damage. Cannot self-stagger. After attack, gain fragile next turn. Gain bind, gain plus coin boost. I think this is pretty fine. I think obviously the numbers could be a bit fluffy family making this. I think this is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this, actually. I'm quite happy with this. Next one we are reviewing is going to be Sinclair. This is a LCE Ego 0-point divergence Sinclair. What the f did they do to Sinclair, bro? This unit starts the encounter with 3 tremor count. This unit cannot be staggered by tremor burst or effects caused by tremor burst. Example, tremor burst reverb. Very strong. Upon hitting a target, deal 5% damage for every 3 tremor count on this unit. On hitting a target at 10 tremor count, trigger tremor burst on self and the target, okay? On critically hitting a target, inflict tremor potency and tremor count equal to the amount of poison count this unit has. Alright, good passive. Skill 1 is a 12. Before use at 6 tremor count, gain clash power. Okay, clash power is always good. On use, gain 4 tremor and tremor. Clash wind, gain poise equal to the tremor count on self. Okay, so this is going to give you 1 poise count from the start. Inflict 2 tremor count, hit after clash wind, inflict 3 paralysis. Gain final power for every 6 tremor. Gain base power for every 6 tremor count. Lose tremor X SP, max 65. On a clash wind, inflict tremor. On clash lose, take 50% of damage from the skill to which the clash lost to. After attack, deal 30 S5 SP and gain 5 tremor count. On crit kill, gain plus coin boost. Unbreakable. On hit without cracking, deal 5 bonus damage for every tremor count consumed on self. On crit at 20 poise, deal 100% more crit damage. Okay. For use, gain tremor and tremor count. On use, gain clash power for every 5 tremor on self. So immediately you give yourself 5 tremor, so you get 1 clash power. Gain coin power for every 5 tremor count on self, so you also get a coin power. Clash wind, if this unit has 10 count, gain poise and poise count. On kill, gain tremor and tremor count. Inflict tremor, inflict paralyze. Tremor, inflict bind, and Tremor burst, and then siphon all Tremor potency from the target. Spend up to 5 Tremor count to gain poise and poise count twice per turn. If this unit exceeds their stagger threshold, all damage and sin resistance is changed to ineffective for this turn once per encounter. Gain coin power for every 5 poise. Heal Tremor x5 HP, max 75 per encounter. I have to say, this is genuinely an extremely well-made ID. Good gimmick. I really like it. I think it's incredibly well. Alright, on to the next ID, chat. The next ID that we'll be talking about is Mirage Office Sinclair. Mirage Office, an urban plague class office who creates mirages to defend and fight. They're quite the ego type and not the gear. Their leader is rumored to have beaten the Zhong office before, but they didn't even show up. They specialize in confusion tactics and trickery to win fights. All allies gain Clash Power up 1 against enemies that are miraged. Miraged enemies have Clash Power down equal to the stack, but only against the Mirage Office. 5 SP is also lost per turn, lose 1 stack per turn. Okay. We have an 11 base. No conditionals, no nothing, just raw, hit after Clash, win, deal 2 Mirage to opponent. That's how you know that this is a 2-star chat. Absolutely raw. Just skill 2 is a 14, heads hit, inflict Mirage 2 onto the target. Clash, win, inflict Paralyze 2 onto the target. 12, skill 3. Unbreakable coin, head hit. All allies gain attack power up 2. Gain a coin for every 4th stack of Mirage in play, aka on every enemy. On defense, deal Mirage 2 to all enemies. What the fuck? Holy shit. Hold up, bro. What is this? The duality of 2 stars, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was going from here to here. I was like, hold up. You know, this is pretty basic. Like, pretty fine. Everything. The undefeatable 2-star. I'm not gonna lie to you, if you ever had to make a 2-star ID chat, this is pretty much how you make a 2-star. Alright, next one. This is Night Owl's leader, Gregor. Okay, Bugman's got a little bit of a new ID. Attacking an enemy with lower speed, deals speed difference, more damage. Passive, combat start, gain 9 times haste on self, crit chance. If this unit has 10 or more poise, consume 10 poise and gain 2 haste. Interesting. That will make that an 11. On use, gain same turn haste. Plus 1 coin power for every 2 bind on target. Inflict bind next turn. Inflict pierce fragility on crit. Okay. A standard skill 1. Why is there a same turn haste? It's just, you know, it's just 5 bananas. Gain haste next turn. Okay, so this is haste next turn at 6 speed plus 1 coin power. Inflict bind next turn and gain haste next turn. If this unit is faster than the target, gain fragility, and then on crit, gain haste. And final power equal to the bind on target plus haste on self, max 20. I think that's fair. If this unit's speed is faster than the target, gain coil power. Clash win, inflict 5 fragile next turn. On crit, inflict 3 press fragility next turn. If this coin staggers the target, reuse it on the same target. Okay, this is very lore accurate to the LOR move. This is a 16 on evade, gain haste next turn. You seize your charge against attacker. Seize your chance. 5/5, a very good move. This is literally Sync Gregor, but better. This is actually Sync Gregor, unironically. I actually think this is, I think this is a good idea. I think it's just a bit underpowered. Next ID. I do see a bit of a Warcliffe. This is the Prince of La Marcha Land. Alright, well, let's turn the counter on, and let's start.
First things first, we always want to check the stats. 3/5 is incredibly slow. 245 is a lot of HP. Stagger threshold 50% is incredibly low. So, I feel like they're pointing out the arrow. What is this? Plain text conditionals like coin power for every count can be changed. During attack, basically, you'll lose a coin power. Conditionals, on the other hand, don't change. Examples of primary going forward are written. Coin power for every bleed, gain 10 bleed. So, they won't give you coin power, but if you switch them up, you'll get that coin power. Maybe once I maintain coin power from skills also. Read the passives first. Blood Feast. Obviously, this unit contains Blood Feast. We already know how that works. Sanguivore correlation. When this unit has bleed, take 50% less from bleed round down. This unit has about full HP to bleed, prevent that from happening. Our bleed protein count from other effects during clashes. If bleed or count was lost during the Prince of La Marcha Land Rodion, double the amount of blooming thorn gained. Okay. The Parade Prince. Always active. When this unit took 10 total bleed damage, immediately consumed Blood Feast generated by bleed and gained stored blood. Oh, dude, this is sick. It's actually like its own blood thing. Turn in activate stored blood effect. If any of the unit had festive fever, apply half of it on to the next turn. Apply 1 aggro to self to festive fever rounded down. At 6 stored blood, spend 1 stored blood for each La Marcha Land to generate 20 blood feast. Instead, allies consume it to gain 2 blooming thorn, hard blood, scissors, and hands respectively. Prioritize Princess, Manager, Barber, Prince. Dude, this is sick. This is an ID that buffs the Princess. This unit doesn't spend stored blood if the set allies at the final stage and max value with respect to statuses. Oh my god, it is a 2-star, I didn't even realize. Stored blood. Max value turn ends. Gain 1 min max value for every 2 soul blood, max 2. Gain offense power up and defense power for every 3 soul blood. At 10, gain plus coin. At 5, gain on hit heal 1 of the unit's HP. Skill 1 is a 1 coin. On hit with the skill, heal 50% damage, dealt max 20. If target has bleed coin power. This is an 11. No, this is 12. Unused gain bleed and bleed count, consume blood feast against soul blood. This unit failed to consume blood feast. All the Lamasha land Royons on the field gain bleed count. Inflict bleed and bleed count, inflict rupture. Dude, Blupture is back, chat. The last 2-star idea if it was made. This is a 2 coin of 5. This is a 15 on hit with a skill heal. Flash power for every bleed count on the target. Bleed power for every bleed on self. Gain bleed and bleed count. Bleed count my skill 1. This is a true blood feed now. This is actually a heat. Consume up to 40 blood feast and gain soul blood for every 20. This unit failed to consume blood feast, although princesses on the field gain bleed count. Gain soul blood for every 20 damage dealt by the skill. Inflict bleed count. If the target has 10 bleed, the next coin deals more damage. Bleed, rupture, deal more damage for every bleed. If this unit didn't consume with the skill, deal more damage. Interesting. Then we have the Prince of the Parade. A 4 coin, 4 base power plus 2. That is nuts. That is a 10. That is a 10 skill 1. Let's see if the effects can make up for that. On hit with the skill, heal 33 damage max 50 on target. Like combat start, gain attack weight for every 10 bleed on self. Gain 6 bleed and 8 bleed count. Consume up to 100 blood feast and gain 100 soul blood for every blood feast consumed. If you fail to consume, gain 3 bleed and deal 27 more damage. Base power for every 3 bleed count on target. If this unit has 10 bleed count, gain coin power. Yourself and highest resident ally apply 2 plus 1 for every 50 blood feast consumed. Festive Fever. This turn next, if Princess Malacha line is on the field, this unit also applies Festive Fever for every 3 stored blood this and next turn. On use, the skill, until the skill ends, this unit cannot be staggered from taking damage. After attack, gains stored blood for every 20 damage, dealt by the skill max 4. Inflict rupture count, bleed count. Rupture, bleed, and then nothing on the last coin. Yeah, 4 base power, and they're actually quite balanced, I'm not gonna lie. And then we have the clashable counter. This is a Thirst for Blood. It is a 2 coin 11. On here, the skill, heal 25% max damage. Half bleed, protein count self, and get stored blood. Bleed, protein count reduced minus by 20. Increase blood feast for every excess blood reduced. Base power for every bleed on target. Consume up. Oh my god, this is the blood feast. This is the stored blood generator. Consume up to 60 blood feast and gain stored blood for 20. If this unit failed to consume, spend it to increase the blood feast, then immediately consume it to heal the same value as HP. If you fail to spend stored blood, inflict additional bleed.
Yeah, no, this is just a really solid ID. I have no problems with this. It is a 2-star. I mean, if you really want to be honest with you, this is probably more of a 3-star, but I think the thing that makes it a 2-star isn't the passives. It's actually the skills, the skill coins. I think this, and this makes it a 2-star. Actually, I don't really have any problems with it. Good balance. Next ID that is happening is the Reverberation Ensemble Puppeteer Hong Lu. Combat style, gain protection for each ally with puppet strings, max 3. Puppet strings, ally with puppet strings gain haste for every turn puppet strings is active. When allies with puppet strings take damage that bring their HP to 0, nullify that damage then. Said ally's HP cannot drop below 1 for the rest of the turn. If said ability activates, remove the strings from the ally. Allies with puppet strings inflict +1 bleed count on skills, inflicting bleed skill. Okay, that is a 10 that rolls into a 12. Inflict bind next turn, inflict bleed count. Reuse this coin if target is at 6. Interesting. This is big bleed count, I will admit. Very nice bleed count. So this is a 15 on use, gain coin power for every 3 bleed count on target. I see what this target's gimmick is. Apply puppet string to an adjacent ally. Prioritize reverb members. On use, gain coin power for every 3 bleed on target. Inflict bind. Bleed potency. Inflict bind. Apply puppet strings to the lowest HP ally once per turn. On kill. So I'm very happy with this. Good support, much damage output. It's time for the only Rodion ID in this entire run. 7 Association North Section 3 Rodion. Inflicting weakness allies. If the target already has weakness allies, inflict 2 fragile. When attacking a target with 3 or more fragile or blunt fragility combined, inflict +1 more rupture count with skill effects. When targeted by an enemy skill, all heads hit, all tails hits effects become on hit, and all clash when effects become on use. This is a 13 skill 1 with a clash win, blunt fragility, rupture count, and then heads hit. If target has 5 rupture, inflict weakness allies. 4 par, 4, 12 to 16, gain coin power for every rupture. If target has weakness allies, clash power 2. Target has 15 rupture and 15 3 count. The skill does not inflict rupture potency or count, but does not consume rupture count on hit. Clash win, inflict fragile. Heads win, inflict rupture. If rupture was not inflicted with the skill, fragile next turn. Heads inflict rupture. If rupture was not inflicted with this coin, fragile. Holy, how much fragile? 2 fragile this turn and 2 fragile next? Inflict 2 rupture count. Rupture was not inflicted and then inflict bind. Oh my god. Oh my god. Coin power for every 5 rupture. If target has weakness allies, inflict paralyze. Inflict 3 rupture count. On hit, inflict 3 rupture count. If target has weakness analyzed, inflict 2 fragile. Heads hit, inflict 2 clash power down, and then on hit, inflict the identified. Okay, so the skill 3 is the one Wait, never mind. This is OP. Yeah, this is for other IDs. Wait, no, never mind. This is OP as fuck. Never mind, chat. I thought this was just for Rodeo. No, this is busted as shit. Holy fuck. The next ID, I believe, is Sync Association Honglu. Let's read the passives. Gain 5 oranges. Why am I gaining 5 oranges? I don't know, lol. What do you mean, I don't know, lol? Why is it a 20 base evade? What is this? Skill 1 is 9 coins. Unbreakable declared duel. Who's declared duel? This is an unmarked declared duel. Hard blood. Why are you getting hard blood? And what the fuck is this? Why is Sinclair getting shot in the crossfire, bro? He didn't do nothing, bro. That is a rule breaker, chat. That is the April Fool ID. The next ID we have, however, chat, is actually Hana Association South Director Yi Sang. Credited art. Yeah, it's credited in the Discord, so it's a very pretty Yi Sang. When this unit gains positive effects through the skills, give the same status effect to adjacent allies. For Hana Associations, this unit gains Gion or Gon. Apply the same effect next turn. Support passive. At combat start, the first deployed ally gets attack power up on Clash Win. Second deployed Sinner gets Clash power up on Clash Win. Hana Trigrams. The amount of Trigrams gained this battle is max 4. Gion. Clash power +1. Deal 10% more damage. On hit, raise the enemy's stagger threshold by 2. Expire at turn end. And Gon. Take 10% less damage. When staggered, take 20% less damage. And at final power +1 to defensive skills expires at turn end. 12. Gain defensive power up next turn. Base power for every type of positive effect on this unit. Gain Gon next turn. So inflict attack power down for every 2 positive effects of this unit. Augury Kick. Dude, Augury Kick. It is a 15. Gain attack power up, max 2 per turn. Gain Gion next turn. If this user has Gon, Clash power up 1. Give 1 attack power up to adjacent allies on the dashboard next turn. 14. Base power for every positive on self if the user has Gion, coin power 1. The last skill of this coin does 15% more damage. The last skill of this coin does 15% more damage. If the user has Gon, lower user stagger threshold by 30% of damage gone. If the user has Gion, reuse this skill. If this user has 4 Hana Trigrams, use True Trigram Formation as counter, and remove all Hana Trigrams. User has 2 positive effects, coin power 3. User has Gion, additional power, Wrath, equal to the skill's base power. And if this user has Gone, lower user stagger threshold by 20% of damage dealt. The addition a Clashable Guard 15. If user has Gion, base power 3, use coin 1 and additional time, and turn this skill into a Clashable counter. If this user has Gone, gain 2 protection this turn and next. Deal 30% more damage. Deal pride damage equal to the skill's base power. I kind of want to put him in top contender, high key. He's really good. He's a very simple ID. I kind of want to... Arguably, is the most vanilla ID in the game. The next ID is, right. This one. Straw Hat Office Operator Gregor. Alright. I wonder where this one came from. Alright, let me read the lore for you for all this one.
Look at that! It's our own operator in the flesh. Well, not him, more like a bug in his flesh. But after Dante harnessed the spirit of gambling, Fortuna herself decided to bless Dante and decided to give him an identity, and encapsulates the gambling spirit. Coming from a rundown office chilling in the middle of Jacob's backstreets is an identity of my very own Mr. Ever. Funny how that works. Maybe stop losing so many blackjack games though, seriously. 4-7 speed is high. 177 HP is low. Ineffective to slash, weak to blunt. 70 threshold is very high. Let's read the passive, which has no... always active. This unit cannot have more than 7 plus coin boost stacks at once. If plus coin boost stack is gained once, 7 coin boost, heal SP equal to the amount of plus coin boost this has gained. Okay? When gaining plus coin boost, gain 1 more stack. This unit heals SP equal to the number of plus coin boost until that turn end. It is a res. And support passive. At combat start, the identity highest in the deployment order gains 5 SP and 1 plus coin. Skill 1 is a 11 coin. This skill can only be affected by a maximum of 3 plus coin boosts. Inflicts 2 bleed. Okay, simple. Knowledgeable fumbling. Okay, it is a 2 coin 3. This is a 12 gain plus coin 2 boost next turn. If at less than 2 coin boost, gain 3 clash power up. On hit, inflict 1 bleed count and 1 paralyze. And green res, another W for rupture. Gambler's Requiem, a 7/7/7 skill. Clash win, it cancel this skill and randomly select 1 skill to use out of the Gambler's Requiem jackpot. And Gambler's Requiem bust. Chance for a Gambler's Requiem to occur is determined by the current SP, cannot go higher than 7. Gambler's Requiem jackpot, a 7 plus 0, 5 coin skill. Gain 7 plus coin boost and 2 attack power up for this turn and next. Remove up to 3 coin boost from self. If it paralyzes, inflict 7 bleed. If it paralyzes, inflict 2 random enemies, does not occur if target has 3 paralyzed, inflict 2 bleed count. If target has 3 paralyzed, deals 77 or damage. Yeah, so, that's a lot. And then there's bust. On use, lose 25 SP. On use, lose all plus coin, becoming unable to gain plus coin for 1 turn. Gain paralyze, remove 2 bleed count from the target.
I'm not gonna be disrespected like that. It's going in the 5 bananas tier. in the banana zone, along with the rest of the banana freaks. The Illusionist Hong Lu. Passive. When this unit is about to die from a fatal attack or skill, status effects remove all mirror image from self and heal 4x4 mirror HP once per encounter. After getting hit by an enemy skill, remove one mirror image and use the enemy skill against them as an unopposed attack, unless staggered or dead, without inflicting any statuses caused by the skill up to 3 times per turn. After an attack, the identity with the status reuses the first skill they used without inflicting any status effects that the skill inflicts or activating any status effects. This is OP as fuck. 2 mirror image, gain 2 coin power, 8 sinking potency on target, gain clash power. Clash win, inflict 2 paralyze and 2 sinking count to target. Clash lose, gain 2 paralyze and 5 sinking count. Sinking, inflict, on hit, inflict sinking count, and target has 5 sinking count, gain attack power up. And then inflict 4 paralysis. 4 paralysis on a skill 1! On use, mirror image, gain 2 power. 2 power. Whoa, what? At 3 mirror image, gain plus 2 coin power. 2 ploying power per 3 mirror image. I don't understand what that means. At 10 sinking potency on target, gain 2 coin power. Bro, how much coin power? Clash win, inflict 3 paralysis, 3 sinking potency. Paralysis, aren't you? I am. If target has 10 sinking potency, gain clash power up. Clash lose, gain 3 paralysis, 6 sinking potency. If self has 10 sinking potency, gain attack power up. Holy shit. After attack, if the skill is reused by the mirror image, then inflict the same statuses effect it applied originally. Inflict sinking potency, inflict paralysis next turn if target has 3 paralysis, then inflict 3 more paralysis, then 4 sinking potency. Bro, how much fucking paralysis? Absorb all paralyze on the target and reuse the 4th coin, equal to the amount of paralyze absorbed. Gain coin power for every mirror image rounded up on self, gain skill power based on sinking potency. On hit, 0 to 5 sinking potency and 0 to 5 sinking count. Is this like random? And then the final coin you can reuse. Inflicts 1 to sinking and 1 to sinking count. If this coin is reused 6 times, inflict, oh my fucking god, I can't try it anymore. Fucking inflict sinking deluge by die fuck. Well, I don't think Kim Ji-hoon will allow that one into. I think this is balanced. Might need to tweak this skill a little bit. Dude, I have no clue if this fucking ID is balanced or not. This sounds OP as fuck, but then you inflict a gazillion paralysis on yourself. This makes me think of, this goes in the 5 bananas because I'm inflicting 5 levels of paralysis. The Wonder Lab Ego White Lake Faust. Let me read out the blurb. Manager Faust knows all futilities. Based on the Wonder Lab White Lake abnormality, White Lake Faust attempts to be a bridge between sinking and poise IDs. While her initial skills inflict no sinking, by performing Pride Resonances, any crits from all units become count neutral. Once Faust enters the Ego state Drowning Bird, all skills gain sinking application, along with unlocking her 3/2 AoE skill. When a unit crits with a skill that gains poise or potency, inflicts sinking count +1. Or less SP enter the Ego state Drowning Bird song. While in the Ego state Drowning Bird song, all skills gain on crit inflict sinking, equal to the current poise potency. At 0 SP, lose Ego state Drowning Bird song. So it is a 15 minus 3. On use, you lose 8 SP. Flash to win 2 poise count, and then gain poise. When in the Ego state Drowning Bird song, reuse coin once per. Oh my god, Enclair doesn't have competition, bro. Enclair has fucking, is getting shot in the back. On use, lose 10 SP, gain poise count, gain poise, inflict gloom fragility next turn, gain 2 poise, okay. 325 minus 8, when in the Ego Drowning Bird, activate Drown with Faust instead. 15 SP, gain 5 poise, inflict 2 impending ruin, and then on crit reuse skill. And then this is a 28 minus 13, attack weight 4, gain SP after attack, inflict sinking equal to the current negative SP, like 2 impending ruin next. Really, the only problem with this is the incredibly high base value. That's my only argument for this. Anything else is kind of, I actually really like it. Yeah, because it's just a crit it's a negative crit identity. We're done. This is all of the contenders to the competition. What if the real winner was the friends we made along the way? I'd like to give a big thank you to everyone who watches my videos, and a massive shout out to channel members, donators, and gifters. Your continual support means the world to me. Thank you so much. I truly, truly appreciate all of your efforts.